Yeah, he's that guy. Touchdown on paper, on bread. Ah!
Do you think it's time for new leadership in the Senate?
I think that I don't get a vote.
You know something? You're right.
Yeah.
And I think that while people may be frustrated across this country with Senator Schumer, none of us get a vote. We don't get a vote on that. They get a vote on whether or not Schumer goes back to the Senate in 4 years, but they don't get a vote on leadership. That's just not how it works. You know, I've talked to some donors that are trying to get very creative, but I think that, you know, it is a little bit reminiscent of what we saw happen to when Joe Biden was taken down. And there were a lot of elected members of Congress that decided that they wanted to play in that conversation. So it'll be interesting to see how many senators decide that they want to start engaging in that conversation.
Ah,
I don't get a vote on the Senate side, but if there ends
I
up
guess
being
there's
enough
gonna be a lot of
senators that start
infighting
saying,
coming
hey,
soon.
we may need new leadership, then there may end up being a trend from some other electeds as well as donors that may end up applying pressure. But at the end of the day, you know, I don't know who even wants that job. It's a tough job to have right now, right? And so it's not just about getting somebody out. It's like, well, who wants it? Like, who feels like they may be able to lead in this moment?
Well, that's the thing. Typical Mex. Jesus. Hired terrorists on fake eyelashes. God damn it. Look how proud she looks saying that about Biden. Crooked Crockett with a set of choppers that can eat an ear of corn through a picket fence. Actually, a pretty good one. At least she wasn't screaming about Trump. Yeah, now her target is fucking was it Schumer and Biden. Or any Democrat that decides to play ball with fucking the Republicans.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest one of all?
Let's see. Excuse me, your curtain. Please allow me to help.
Help? From you? Spare me your white savior complex.
I didn't mean to offend. I just thought you should know that
That I should know what? That some privileged white guy thinks his opinion matters? Get over your entitlement. I'm not some damsel in distress waiting for you to ride in on your high horse.
I'm really sorry. I was just trying to be kind.
Kind? If you want to be kind, disappear and take the patriarchy with you. Seriously, go away, stalker. You're weird. Weird.
My queen, you're the fairest, but no longer the most evil.
Wait, what?
What?
Magic mirror on.
When was this? A month ago? The writing on the wall. This is a Jamal Bowman blatantly lie about Elon Musk
Not
live on
true,
CNN.
and
Oh yeah.
This shows
guy.
again the American people do not trust Elon Musk, and Elon Musk is incompetent in his position. What? And how do we know? Because they fired tens of thousands of people, was challenged in court. The court said the people have to go back, and now the people are coming back. He's
Yeah, I don't. But yeah.
he's incompetent. He's a thief.
Elon didn't do it. I mean, it would be technically Trump, right?
He's a Nazi, and people don't trust
He's a Nazi.
him. Let me just.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
I've had enough. Lawsuit inbound. Jesus Christ. It's funny because it's CNN the whole, right? Yeah, I mean it's a couple news networks, but right, for him to do this, it's gonna be hard, especially since he's a public figure. Yeah. I don't know how that's gonna work out. Because everyone's on his fucking tail right now. Florida Sarah Gonzalez, why do all of your eyes look like that? Huh?
Elon Musk has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho.
People who do this, they're just funny to look
Elon
at?
Musk has got to go.
Elon Musk has got to go.
Everything. It's Doge, baby.
Doge. What?
What is the Department of Education doing for our children? Other than making them retarded like all of you.
Holy.
Why do all of your eyes look like that?
Why?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I don't see yours, so I'm not sure. I imagine.
I don't look like I'm on multiple. That's for sure.
Ah, good one. Woo!
Yeah, I mean, given what that person just said and everything, it's like, dude, what is happening? These people are fucking weird. Oh yeah, this is the Ted Cruz interview. I guess we'll watch it. Fuck, man, it's long. It's an hour long. Let's get through all the fast stuff. Michelle Wu. Oh yeah,
and
this
then
person.
Representative Nancy Mace jumped in. She had her whole thing. She was waving her arms around.
Yeah, this person. When she was getting hammered at the Congress meeting at one point, yeah, she did not. She did not know what you. She did not want to give any information up.
And then at the end, she looks at me and goes, "You hypocrite," thinking that calling me a name would make me upset.
You hypocrite! That's not calling you a name. That's you doing an action in the past and you doing something in the present that kind of contradict each other.
And again, I said, "Congresswoman, come to South Boston for a bike lanes meeting." And
it's funny because it's true.
And then at the end, she looks at me and goes, "You hypocrite," thinking that calling me a name would make me upset.
What a time to be alive.
Well, I mean, this is Boston, right? Everyone in Boston is taking it up the butthole in New York, I guess. New Yorkers love taking it up the butthole, I guess. I don't know.
Listen, Starbucks is, every brother should have a cup of Starbucks in their hand, because the police leave you alone when you have a latte. You hold it, brother, hold that. Look how safe he looks. Give it to the other brother. Look how safe he looks. Look at that, give it to the other brother.
Anyways, folks, an awful LED sign may easily flicker due to low quality and dangerous transformer, while LC sign only use certified transformer, such as Meanwell brand transformer with up to 5 years warranty. More reliable, lighting more even. 14 years solar sign factory, professional for franchise signs. Ain't no party like a Tony party. Link in bio for quotation.
Listen, Starbucks is...
Fucking Tony. Lost to Trump, you know? Mission passed. Respect plus 99. Oh, not what? I thought it was Snow White, random cashier. Holy shit! It looks 100% better. Put in your EV for 2 Tahoes? Hold up. Didn't you just try to outlaw plastic straws to save the planet? Orange man bad! Born abroad, yeah. Oh, you found this one. Yeah, I found this, Snow White was a good movie. Yeah. God damn it. God, the VP and President Biden. I mean, not President Biden, Trump. And fucking Zelensky. Yeah. This base will never change. Oh yeah, this lady. Yeah, this is the person who fucked up. Run, run. Boom. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. God damn.
And it's very cool. Isn't that great?
Yeah, this
Just
one
woke up
too.
yesterday.
We need a Democratic Party that fights harder for us today. We need a Democratic Party that fights harder
Farts.
for us
Yeah,
today.
she said farts. Elon haters when they see a Tesla. Elon haters doing prison time for damaging Teslas.
Has everyone seen the video of these Venezuelan
fucking
men
ate
being
shit,
taken
too.
down to El Salvador? Just some sick ass shit. I mean, they're already in like wrist cuffs and ankle cuffs, and those are chained together, and yet they've got 2 guys on either side of each one of them.
I don't think she's seen our prison system either. Why the fuck? Fucking liberal white women who don't know fucking shit.
Holding them down as they walk in almost like a fetal position. Then they're being held down as their entire heads are shaved.
Would you
almost
like
bare.
to?
Did you vote for that?
Yeah, would you like? Would you house one of these criminals, knowing that you could be got in any fucking at any point in time? Most peaceful. I bet he's thinking about other women. I wonder what agency Trump is going to get next. Fiery but peaceful. The Kenosha County, fiery but mostly peaceful terror attack against Tesla. Oh my god. Oh, look at this dumbass. He's probably like, we should bring him back. Trump remains cold to terrorist deal after Wall Street tantrum sources.
Morning, 63 developing news this morning, 63 homes in one Pacoima neighborhood. Developing news this morning, 63 homes in one Pacoima neighborhood under evacuation orders after a house explosion Thursday.
Officials are finding even more dangerous materials, including fireworks, set that home on fire, which continues to burn. KTLA's Carlos Herrera is live in Pacoima now with the very latest. Carlos.
Hi, Kirk. Hi, Lauren. Glad to report this morning that that controlled burn is still underway, now in its final stages and going as planned. Crews are slowly...
Yeah, you want to know what happens in California? Arsons and dumbasses that fuck shit up all the time.
burning that home, which is the explosion site, and all the remaining volatile materials left inside of it. As you mentioned, 63 homes in this area remain evacuated. But just a few minutes ago, some encouraging news.
They had to evacuate 63 homes because of that fucking retard whoever did cause that shit.
We will be shrinking the footprint even more so that more homes can be repopulated.
Could that be today? Tomorrow?
We're actually looking at that being today.
Yeah, there it goes.
An unusual fire destruction in Pacoima ultimately paying off. Firefighters setting the danger ablaze to eliminate the risk after an illegal fireworks factory exploded in the home here on Remington Street, using diesel fuel to mitigate unconsumed explosive materials found inside. Now, crews are also taking measures to protect the neighborhood. They built a sand berm around that home to contain as much debris as possible. They covered nearby buildings with thermal gel and put up a metal mesh fence to prevent projectiles from flying
there
out.
goes the firework.
That initial explosion happening Thursday morning. You see it here. It was caught on security cameras. The roof of the structure going several feet into the air before collapsing. A 24-year-old man inside suffered severe burns to about half of his body. Neighbors saying they've been complaining about the illegal fireworks at this home for several years. 26 families in this neighborhood initially evacuated, even more now due to this controlled burn.
You just have to get up.
Yeah, more than 70% of that home is gone. It just destroyed it.
The fire department here in the area as well should be prepared, or they're telling residents rather, to be prepared for more smoke and the controlled fire to keep burning off. It should be done though in a few hours. A lot going on behind me here. You can see Kirk and Lauren. The EPA also here this morning monitoring the air quality. We're getting ready for an update from officials here in just a few minutes. As for that suspect, that 24-year-old man, still in critical condition this morning. If he does survive, he is going to be facing several federal charges. We'll send it back to you.
Well, yeah. He almost just took out a whole fucking neighborhood. Whatever the fuck he was doing. Not only did he almost kill himself, but he almost... No, thank you. Yeah, the fucking dude's crazy. Criminally illegal Afghan migrant received just 2 years in prison for R-ing a 6-year-old boy in refuge center. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. New York Times columnist admits Scientists badly misled public on COVID-19 5 years too late, you know? Already know about that. Demented Obama judge who wants to liberate Venezuela gang member sent 70 Trump supporters to prison on made-up 1512C charges that were later overturned by SCOTUS. Jesus. Gotta love judges misusing their power. Here we go. Trump declares Biden's auto pen pardons void, vacant, and of no further force or of effect. I mean, it does raise an interesting question, right? Was President Biden cognizant of writing, right? Actually signing things, right? That doesn't sound right. Given what we know about what's his face, one of the senators that talked to him, who's now one of the speakers of the House, I believe, right? So yeah, that senator apparently, and he's a Louisiana senator, I believe, and he was talking to Trump, and he was like, the LNG terminals that Biden fucking canceled were the ones in his state. Hi, Dream, what do you want? Problem maker. Dwarf actors plan to protest Snow White for not hiring dwarves to play dwarves. German conservatives kowtow to far-left Greens to enshrine climate neutrality in Constitution. Get the fuck out of here. Rubio absolutely destroys Brennan. You should watch the news. Expose the leftist hypocrisy on free speech.
I want to ask you about a decision you made to revoke a student visa for someone at Columbia University this past week.
Well, not just the student. We're going to do more. In fact, every day now we're approving visa revocations, and if that visa led to a green card, the green card process as well. When you apply to enter the United States and you get a visa, you are a guest. And if you tell us when you apply for a visa, I'm coming to the U.S. to participate in pro-Hamas events. If you had told us that you were going to do that, we never would have given you the visa. Now you're here. Now you do it. You're out. It's that simple.
But
is there
any evidence of a link to terrorism, or is it just his point of view?
Yeah, they take over. I mean, you should watch the news. These guys take over entire buildings.
They
vandalize colleges.
Intensely.
They shut down
I'm
colleges.
asking about the specific justification for the revocation of his visa. Was there any evidence of material support for terrorism?
Was the negotiator negotiating on behalf of people that took over a campus, that vandalized buildings? Negotiating over what? That's a crime in and of itself. We don't want it. We don't need these people in our country. We never should have allowed them in the first place. If he had told us, I'm going over there, and I'm going over there to become the spokesperson and one of the leaders.
So which Mexicans got deported this time? No, it's the Palestinian guys.
People can't even go to school. We never
well,
would
not
let
really
him in to begin with. And now that he's doing it and he's here, he's going to leave.
Pro-Hamas.
And we're going to keep doing it. And by the way, I find it ironic that a lot of these people out there defending the First Amendment speech, alleged free speech rights of these Hamas sympathizers, they had no problem.
Not your Venezuelan gang members.
Political speech. I think it's ironic and hypocritical. If you are in this country to promote Hamas, to promote terrorist organizations, to participate in vandalism, to participate in acts of rebellion and riots on campus, we never.
I mean, if we deport the Mexicans, they're just going to go through the border again.
People who are going to have their visas revoked or other points of view as well.
No, I think anybody who's here in favor. Look, we want to get rid of Tren de Aragua gang members. They're terrorists too. We don't want terrorists in America. I don't know how hard that is to understand. We don't want people in our country that are going to be committing crimes and undermining our national security or the public safety. It's that simple. Especially people that are here as guests. That is what a visa is. I don't know where we've gotten it in our head that a visa is some sort of birthright. It is not. It is a visitor into our country. And if you violate the terms of your visitation, you are going to leave.
If you want to abolish Israel, if you sympathize with jihadists, then we don't want you in our country. We don't want you.
We don't want terrorists in America. I don't know how hard that is to understand.
Do it the correct way and we wouldn't have problems. Oh yeah, shit, I forgot to. The View.
So let me just remind you about the Biden economy, okay? The economy added 16.6 million jobs and gross domestic product grew 12.6. They are the only administration in history to have created jobs every single month.
Yes.
They achieved... Wait. But wait, there's more. They achieved the lowest average unemployment in 50 years.
Yeah.
Wealth adjusted for inflation rose a record 37% for the median American household. And Americans filed a record 21 million new small business applications, the most in any
What do you
presidential administration.
That doesn't mean anything.
You came in to a very robust... There were issues. There's always going to be issues. But you can't blame all what's happening on him.
No.
So how long do you think people are going to...
It was during
and not
his
just
presidency
people,
that this
but
happened.
even Republicans.
He let in a
And
bunch
not
of
just
people that couldn't fucking let in.
Whoa, hey.
What do you think? No, I didn't.
They are people.
I didn't mean it like that.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Brett.
Yeah, restored jobs are not created jobs. Exactly that too. Instagram, what's this? Ali Rock DJ, creator on Instagram. What is this dumb shit? Oh, it's this stuff. I mean, too bad it didn't do anything. They like did it for a week and that was it. If anything, it was just a fucking nuisance. Also, some of these people attack people. I mean, it wasn't a lot of people, but bro, fuck this song. You're the one who did it. That's DMCA, isn't it? That's DMCA, isn't it? Can't let something like that happen.
You know.
Oh God.
You can
this is the
eviscerate
union
a department by
education
laying off its people.
person.
By shutting down a
Think
web
this will
service
make
or
you
online
nostalgic?
service.
I hate you.
And so
Would
what
you
I
shut the
don't
fuck
want
up?
is I don't want it
What
so
is this now?
down in so many ways that kids are really hurt.
I don't even. Why do you keep
And then
giving me
somebody
this
says,
shit I
"Oops,
don't
we didn't
fucking
mean to do that."
understand?
Kids go through kindergarten months.
It's
We
like-
already saw during
Every fucking time. Goddamn fucking Mexicans, dude.
the
Trying to force me to
long-standing
listen to
problems that
dumbass
happen when
Mexican
schools
shit
were
that I
shut
don't
down
fucking
too long.
understand.
We gotta make sure we get this right for kids.
All right.
Fuck you. I mean, you're the one who started it, piece of shit. Not my fault. Maybe stop trying to send me gibberish.
Marvel Rivals has been killing.
Yeah, fuck them Mexicans, this fucking guy.
I mean,
You're a
the
fucking
women, if you
loser.
watch the Olympics, you had two transitioned people that were fighting in the women's boxing. They have women's boxing category, and if you saw that, It was brutal. What happened to the Italian woman was a really good boxer. After one punch, she said, no more. I've never been hit. It was a left. It was not even it was just a left jab. She got hit so hard, she said, I can't do it. They forced her to go out. No, go out again. You'll do it. Goes out again, gets hit again. No, that's it. She didn't want to die. And it's crazy, but the NCAA has complied immediately, by the way. That's good. But I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine? Well, are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal laws.
We are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all.
This is past. We already know about this one. Why do you repost this one? Huh. Weird. Maybe you didn't post it before? I don't know. Unskippable.
You know, a lot of people did vote for him.
Yes.
Do you accept their...
I'm sorry, I don't... some people who still spout about the fucking...
Well, I respect their right
the
to
Mexican
do that.
bullshit and then trying to come into America.
History, a president has won every
when they
state.
know they're coming into a better fucking country, but then they
And
try
is
to
also
come into the
best
country
friends,
without
and his
knowing any
largest
fucking
was
English
the
and
man
then
who
try to get
owns
work.
and runs the internet.
And then
So
they
I would
don't
hope
have
that would
real
be
documentation
investigated.
sometimes. It's like, dude, come on, what the fuck are you doing?
And that we would see whether or not it was an anomaly or something else
stop.
that happened on
All
election night
sorts
in
of
America
fucking
when
dumb
Kamala
shit.
Harris was filling up stadiums with people who supported her.
Just
And
fucking do
Donald
it the
Trump was not
correct
able to
way.
do that.
Why do you gotta do this?
So
why do you
it's
gotta be
curious
a
to me,
cartel fucking
and
shithead,
as
huh?
an American and a believer in democracy, I would hope that we would be able to look at all of the reasons why this happened in our country.
And, like, some of those people get caught up with the cartel and they're fucked. They get taken for a ride. They lose money. And they get ejected from the US if they're found out. Some of them probably got caught up and they have to pay for they have a debt with them. Possibly. So if they fuck up, they're fucked. Like, fucking around is not right. Doing shady shit like that is no joke. Playing with your own life. Could be playing with your family members' lives, doing that kind of shit. Like, Jesus Christ. Where's everyone's self-preservation? Everyone thinks it's a fucking game. Like, you have multiple lives you can live. It's like, no, dude. You only got fucking one, you fucking idiot. When you get fucking stabbed, that's it. When you get shot, that's it. It's gonna fucking hurt. And you might not survive. You might get beat down too. You're not gonna fucking survive. Oklahoma State's Wyatt Hendrickson stuns wrestling world with upset of Gable Stevenson. Salutes President Trump after victory. Oh yeah, apparently he went to the NCAA wrestling championship. Or event. Fellow case, rapist Christopher Hubert released to live in high desert. Christopher Hubert, also known as the pillowcase rapist, for a series of dozens sexual assault carried out over 3 decades, has been released to live in court-ordered housing facilities in Pierre Blossom, authorities said. Hubert, 73, was placed into the new housing on Friday, according to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, which has staunchly opposed the release. Santa Clara County Superior Court judge determined he was suitable for conditional release in March of 2023. Hubert was convicted of a series of sexual assault cases against women, spanning 3 decades in Los Angeles. Santa Clara continues, ultimately resulting in his formal designation as sexual violent predator. Department's objection to releasing Hubert and Pierre Blossom included Mr. Hubert's criminal history, the seclusion of the rural area, limited cell phone and radio reception, and the absence of sufficient nighttime lighting and surveillance cameras. Representatives of the Sheriff's Palmdale Station said in a written statement. Former Los Angeles District Attorney George Gascon also opposed Hubert's release. Despite the Sheriff's Department's opposition to relocating Hubert to Pierre Blossom, Palmdale Station is fully committed to ensure the safety of residents of the surrounding rural communities of Juniper Hills, Pierre Blossom, and Little Rock, according to the statement. In response, Palmdale Station will increase the law enforcement's presence in the area, collaborate with Liberty Healthcare, which will provide 24/7 additional Palmdale Station, to continue to engage in the community through pillowcase rapist. Hubert was reportedly admitted to nearly 40 sexual assaults. However, investigators suspect the true number to be significantly higher. His crimes in Los Angeles and Santa Clara counties took place in 1973, 1982, and 1990. He was eventually committed to the California Department of State Hospitals after being deemed a sexually violent predator. And there you have it. The dude went wild, being a weirdo. Israel threatens permanent control of Gaza areas unless Hamas releases hostages. Israel ordered its troops to permanently seize parts of Gaza Strip to be annexed to Israel, unless Hamas hands over the remaining hostages. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz said Friday. The statement came after Israel this week broke the 2-month ceasefire with Hamas with the resumption of airstrikes and ground operations in Gaza, killing nearly 600 people. Government of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to intensify those operations until the militant group, which nominally controlled Gaza before this round of conflict, returns to the 59 dead and living hostages who continues to hold captive. It's like half of those are dead, half of those are alive, basically. I have instructed the IDF to seize additional areas in Gaza which evacuate the population and expand the security zones around Gaza for protection of Israeli communities and IDF soldiers, Katz said in a statement. The more Hamas persists in the refusal to release the hostages, the more territory it will lose, which will be annexed to Israel. Has also threatened the use of all military and civilian pressure tools, including the evacuation of Gaza population southward and the implementation of voluntary relocation plans for Gaza residents, while describing the new, more expansive phase of Israel's military offensive in the enclave. He added that this would be done through permanent Israeli control of the territory. Hamas said Friday that it remains at the heart of the negotiations and was engaging with mediators, including discussing the Witkoff proposal and the various ideas on the table. Witkoff proposal, what is this? How will any proposal in exchange? Oh, is that what this is? U.S. Envoy Witkoff, this one. Stability in Gaza may require population changes. When you use those words as a flashpoint to me, it's just word though. What two states to me means is, how do we have a better living prescription for Palestinians who were living in Gaza? He said, yeah, but it's not just about housing. Maybe it's about AI coming. What? Huh? Maybe it's about hyperscale data centers being seeded into the area because we need to have that. Oh, he's talking about the rebuilding. We can create jobs for them there. We can't rebuild Gaza and have it based on welfare system. We have to give people prospects, economic and financial. Yeah, okay. So yeah, he's talking about the rebuilding of Gaza when everything's all said and done. This is... Oh. Wait, he could be talking about the Egyptian president. Because it rejected the idea of accepting Gazans, and in response to mounting pressure, quickly put forward a counter-proposal that would enable Gaza's restructure without displacing its population. Was endorsed by Arab League earlier this month. Wickoff seemingly shared his doubts about U.S. support for a two-state solution, and more broadly, the Israel-Palestine conflict. Yeah, but it's not just about housing. Maybe it's about the Egyptian president coming there. We can't afford. Hamas were to agree, stay there a little bit, be involved politically. However, he stressed that the U.S. can't have a terrorist organization running Gaza, because that won't be acceptable to Israel. I mean, it's true. You literally, I mean, just look at what happened with the Taliban. And they're still fucking up Afghanistan. Right? They're parading our weapons and shit. So it's like, I don't think the US wants that. Alright, we already have enough enemies to deal with. We got enough shit to deal with. We don't need more. Still waiting on U.S.-backed bridge proposal to restore the Gaza ceasefire. Bridge. I don't think it's the same bridge, but who knows. Well, yeah. The group said in a statement that secure the released prisoners ends the war and achieving withdrawal. Since signing the ceasefire in January, Netanyahu has faced the twin pressure of hostage families urging him to facilitate their return, and his hard-right coalition members threatening to collapse his government unless he restarts the war. Launching strikes into Gaza, but Netanyahu... First phase, troops exchanged 1,800 Palestinian prisoners and detainees for the return of 25 living hostages and the bodies of 8 more of the roughly 250 who were taken captive during the Hamas-led October 7, 2023 terrorist attacks, in which some 1,200 people were killed, according to Israel. Nearly 49,000 people have been killed in Gaza since Israel launched its offensive in the enclave. According to local health officials whose figures the World Health Organization has said in the past are reputable. First phase of the ceasefire ended March 1st and was meant to proceed a second phase 16 days later involving exchange of all remaining hostages and establishment of the permanent ceasefire. But that didn't happen because they were like, oh, you broke the ceasefire by sending a rocket or whatever. That not agreeing to the table by White House envoy Stephen Witkoff to extend the ceasefire for 50 days in order to discuss phase 2. This was immediately rejected by Hamas, but Quds said Friday that Israel was still standing by it. The White House has made it clear to stand with Israel's decision, but has yet to respond to NBC News' request to comment on Katz's remarks Friday. The president made it very clear to Hamas that if they did not release all the hostages, there would be hell to pay. Caroline Levitt said Thursday. Yeah. Well, we will see. Tens of thousands in France protest racism and far right. Tens of thousands of people in Paris and other French cities rallied against racism and rise of the far right on Saturday. Some protesters took aim at the U.S. administrator Donald Trump and others carrying Palestinian flags. Uh-oh. Looks like the French hate us now, apparently. Police officers and some protesters claimed it clashed in Paris. The rallies took place amid the rightward shift in French politics, with the government pledging to tighten immigration policies and border controls. Nearly 91,000 people took part in the protests across France, said the Interior Ministry, with the Paris rally attracting 21,500. 2 people were arrested and 3 people injured, including a riot police officer during the clash in Paris. So they started rioting. Demonstrations elsewhere in France, there were 3 other arrests. Many of those marching highlighted the growing strength of reactionary political forces in France, but also in the United States. In the French capital, thousands of people took to the streets. Fascism is gangrene from Washington to Paris, read one placard. The far right is on the rise everywhere in Europe, said Evelyn Doril, 74-year-old pensioner. Scary because in France we see far right ideas becoming more and more commonplace, even among ministers in the government. Alarming increase in racism. One American Post said similar demonstrations should be taking place in the United American is sliding. What is she? Why is it always old people who are saying the most weirdest things? Like, where are they getting their news? The lawmaker for the far hard left France, unbowed LFI party, pointed to the group popular far right party Marine Le Pen. In France, far right ideas are contaminating even the government, she said. The southern port city of Marseille. Or Marseille. Is that how you say it? Yeah, my French is so bad now.
A city on the coast of the Mediterranean in southern France, near Nice. The other city in the Côte d'Azur or around the Côte d'Azur, Marseille, is more in the...
yeah, it is Marseille. Yeah. Well, 26,000 protesters in Olayel in the north, according to police. Against state Islamophobia, and Tesla is the new swastika. Oh, God. That's why. Oh, my God, man. Why are people like this? Dude, no one's Islamophobic. Also, what's what? It's a goddamn. You guys wanted climate change, so you had Elon Musk make a fucking an EVV. Like, what are we doing here? You guys made him produce this fucking car. People are so fucking retarded. Oh my God. Tesla's the new swastika now. He's just throwing up Hail Hydras now all over the fucking place. Fucking Christ almighty. Why is it always the fucking liberal dumbasses A student taking part in her first demonstration said some of the statements from France's hardline interior minister worried her. When you see what Bruno Retailleau has said about Islam, Algeria, and the wearing of the is serious. Who's Bruno? Fucking French politician. I don't fucking know. Un grand merci au nombre militants. French cocaine use nearly doubles over 1 year. Okay, well, okay, I don't care that much about the French fucking politicians. Not my country. I mean, sure, I have some heritage there, but it's like, I don't know, the constitution of theirs is a little, sketch. The protest, took place a day after the International Day of the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. It was serious. The Human Rights League said, pointing to an alarming increase in racist acts. There's global reactionary offensive against foreigners and their oh my god. Dude. It's no one. Who are you fucking? No one said that. I mean, sure, there might be a couple assholes, but it's like, what are you doing? SOS racism. Also pointing to increasing racist and anti-Semitic acts. Okay, so what about the Jewish people then? What about the Jewish people and the you say that about an ethnic background, but what about a religious background? Well, I mean, I guess you can say the Muslim is a religious background too, but regardless. Like, it goes both ways. Stop it. Just don't do it to both. Like, what the fuck? Stars a right-wing media in the country as part of the campaign calling on people to turn out for the anti-racism protest. Anti-racism. It's all racism. Oh shit. Here we go. I guess people are so dented that now they have to boil it down to racism. Goddamn people are too goddamn retarded. Oh, everything is racism because I'm too retarded to open a book and learn. Or to read what's on the fucking internet correctly. I get my news from fascist motherfuckers that hate Trump all the time. Down with the evil orange man. Right? Down with the evil orange man.
Die! Unbreaded! Touchdown. Paper? Unbreaded! Die!
Yep. That's what they want to do to the orange man. Yeah, they want to get the orange man down. Same with Elon Musk. And probably the rest of the politicians. Well, I mean, they just want the downfall of America, to be honest. Barcelona finally turned on its cowards of tourists. Now the city faces a major problem. Wait, this is a 10-minute read? Oh, fuck. I don't want to read this. Tourist traps, limits, before the crowds. It was a water pistol shot that echoed around the world. In the summer of 2024, after years of enduring pressure of over-tourism, locals in the bar ramped up their protests. 1,000 gathering to chant tourists go home. Oh, yeah, I remember this. I remember this. This was insane. Because who made headlines by swearing them at a seat in outdoors cafes. Mischievous, seemingly harmless act perhaps, yet as pictures of incident spread globally, the firepower of those toy weapons soon became apparent. Barcelona's long-standing tensions over the city's transformation into a tourist playground had erupted into very public hostility. The surprise squirt attack, criticized by some top tourist officials, was also emblematic of a situation ongoing in many of other destinations, from Amsterdam, Bali, where local residents face being priced out of their own homes. Oh, gentrification, huh? By a global tourism industry that gets bigger and more expensive every year. That worked. Mass tourism putting a strain on city. Vital. It's also vital to providing jobs and income. 13% of the economy. 150,000 jobs. Tourism wasn't always a problem. Summer Olympics. 4.5 million tourists. Holy shit. Holy shit. 16.1 million overnight tourists. That increased though. We feel quite invaded. I mean, oh shit. You guys are the ones that opened up your country to tourism. Like everyone else. Like what? One focal point of the crowd said Jordi Valls, a Barcelona deputy mayor who's tourism. Home residents, he said, but in summer, another 50,000 tourists can show up daily. They're just to look at the still unfinished church. Yes, tourist demand is kind of unstoppable at this point now. Yeah, I mean, you have to control the supply. Oh, by taxing the tourists more. Okay, maybe that's not the way to do it. Short-term tours are widely blamed as a factor in reducing affordable housing in Barcelona. Average price of long-term rental apartments where residents live increased 68% in past decade. Tourist apartment, the owner gets much more money by renting it that way than long-term leasing. There's not enough available housing. Barcelona has 152,000 beds available nightly for visitors. Mainly hotels, but also including 60,000 in tourist apartments. With such a potent industry, proposed doubling of the tourist tax does nothing more than legitimize the very touristic activity. It's an isolated measure that doesn't change the status quo. Sensors give an indication of where people are moving at what hours and areas, some saturation, like a heat map. It's very full. There are at times those of us from Barcelona can feel bothered about it. Identify like a narrow section near the Plaza of Catalunya. La Rambla, Masip said. Port of the other end of the street also installed some sensors. Big part of this is crowds aren't managed well on La Rambla, said Will Glucken, global communications manager to Get Your Guide, Berlin-based platform offering travel experience. Friends Laura, we send customer every day. Fast food entry is something giant tourist trap instead of genuinely good place to visit. But it's free, and tourists keep walking it, even as street work continues this year to widen the central pedestrian portion of La Rambla and to reduce the lanes of vehicle traffic to just one on each side, Masab said. Make room for more visitors on the street city. Okay, 100 cruise ships. Last year, the city would revoke permits in 2028 for the 10,000 licensed tourist apartments to help provide more affordable housing. Opposes this, demanding hefty compensation for the owner and arguing that it would result in more unlicensed tourist apartments. Yep, tourists. I mean, it was just like in California when a lot of tourists come during certain times. Just muck shit up. 3 dead, more than a dozen injured in a mass shooting at New Mexico Park. This was recent. 3 people were killed and 15. This was like what, 2 days ago? 3 days ago? Opened about 10 p.m. Cruise in the southern state said on Saturday. Oh, okay, yeah. It was a week ago. About. Oh no, technically, yeah, a week ago. Deceased victims were 2 men, 19, 18, and a 16-year-old boy. Injured range in ages from 16 to 36 years old. Began 2 groups of people at the unsanctioned car show. Gunfire between the groups. Bullet casings were found mostly in the parking lot of the park. Some of the injured were sent to the hospital El Paso for further treatment, or have been released after being treated. Fire chief. There were no suspects in custody yet, but police are actively following multiple leads. Police urge any potential witness to submit footage of shooting or of people with guns. This is a horrendous, seamlessly act. It's a heinous act of violence that will leave our city mourning. Area around the park was closed early Saturday as local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies investigated. Also, unsanctioned car show. Story said the unsanctioned car shows at Young Park have been an issue for law enforcement in the community in an area plagued by violent crime. He said there were about 200 people present at Young Park on Friday night. What tends to occur is a lot of illegal behavior with the vehicles, he said. So maybe doing races, betting, gambling, stuff like that. That is common for people to have firearms at the events. The groups involved in the shooting had ill will toward each other that existed before the incident Friday. Chaotic scene. Well, Jesus. Because of a car show. Alright, let's change it up. I'm reading a lot.
Welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you can do for the... Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you can do for this channel is smash that like button on this video like it's a pre-transition Ellen Page, so it reaches a wider audience. And now on with the memes. Number 1, this is how it feels when your girlfriend of 2 years proposes to you. Is she proposing to another woman, or is that a man with the weirdest looking man bun I've ever seen? If that's another woman, then statistically speaking, she's merely proposing to her future ex-wife, as the divorce rate for Scissor Sisters is close to 80%. But if that's actually a man, then $100 says that she pegged him when he said yes. Moving on, here's the look on a man's face when he discovers the true face of the woman that he once loved, or still does in the case of Will Simp. But they never loved the woman. They only loved the woman they made up in their heads.
Jada.
That woman never really existed. Women will never fully understand this because they only lose control around a Chad, but eventually come to their senses again. Most of them can't imagine losing that much control simply being around another person. Number 3, Menace staffers revolt over the tampon removal from the men's room. They revolt by bringing their own tampons. Must have been trans men to be that dedicated. If that's the case, then it's not a revolt. Revolting is the correct term. This is probably the same sort of thing that crashes perfectly good helicopters into planes. These were the same people fact-checking your posts and giving you 30-day suspensions or banning your account outright. Up next, at the age of 20, a woman will choose a player over a lover. But at 30, she will choose a provider over that lover. At that point, there's no place for lovers because women love practically. What this person really means is that women don't love you. They only love what you can do for them. Women are incapable of loving men the way that we love them. Women are romantics, which should show you that they are incapable of love and reciprocating our feelings. Number 5, the whole world calls soccer football, except for America as well as Canada, South Africa, Australia, and other countries. It was
basically women are just there to play off your emotions and use
when they
you.
cut out and change what they call it. Also remember that no soccer team has ever won the Super Bowl, just like no American football team has ever won the World Cup.
Correct.
I think that soccer is popular because it's the cheapest game to play with the least amount of equipment required. Moving on, a guy took his bunny to the range the other day and he thinks he might be having some trouble at home. But he was probably just pretending to blow her kisses with his boomstick. Maybe he won't let anyone get a shot at his wife before he does. Either that or he could actually be scared of divorce grape. This reminds me of Al Bundy. When Peggy came home one day and asked him, "Did you miss me?" he said with every bullet so far. Number 7, after making tens of millions of dollars from The Simpsons, actor Hank Azaria says that the character Apu, which he plays, is a dehumanizing stereotype.
Apu has dehumanizing
yes, Apu is a
stereotype.
successful
Wait.
businessman with a wife and tons of kids. I can't believe how dehumanizing that is. If he feels bad for using the dehumanizing stereotype, then why doesn't he donate all the money to some charities in India or something?
Yeah, what?
So Hank Azaria is
You say
suffering
that
from
now
Stockholm
all of a
syndrome.
sudden? I'm sorry,
He
what?
can't stop being racist because the pay is too good. Up next is this a case of super
I mean,
white
if it's so dehumanizing, why don't you actually get a character, right? Why don't you get an actual Muslim or Arab person to play the character instead of... Right? It's like,
In 2016, a train station
I
in a
don't get it.
remote Japanese village was set to close permanently, but there was only one student using it to commute to school. So instead of stopping it, they kept it running until she eventually graduated. It probably cost them 5 times more to run that train than she will ever bring in tax revenue in her entire working life. They should have just given her the money instead. So yeah, it's white knighting. Number 9, stay safe out there, guys. Especially when you go out on a date because women wear revealing clothing to get male attention.
yeah, so for this one, I don't know why they couldn't just do something cheaper, to be honest. Because doesn't this take a lot of fucking money to run?
They should have just given her the money instead. So yeah, it's white knighting. Number
Yeah, it doesn't
9,
make
stay
any
safe
sense.
out there, guys. Especially when you go out on a date because women wear revealing clothing to get male attention, as well as to piss off
What are
other
you
women.
looking at,
It kills
pervert?
2
Says the
birds
one
with one
who's
stone.
wearing a
Or shall I
fucking
say a pair of Hooters?
no
On
bra
top of
and
that,
an opened
this
up
leads the couple to fight,
V-neck
and women love
shirt.
drama. So they get a kick out
where
of
you can just see a lot of side boob. Literally a lot of side boob.
the chaos they've created. To women fighting is preferable
Lots
to
of side
boredom.
booba.
They aren't like men. We crave peace. They
Well,
crave
both
pissing
boobas.
contests. Moving on, here's the difference between how men and women get rich. Men work hard and women get on Lonely Fools. But far more
Only
men get
fair.
rich from working hard than women get rich off of OF. In reality, these days, it's almost impossible to get rich from working hard alone.
what is the-
Just like these days, it's impossible for women
that
to
what
get
I
rich
think it
off
is?
of OF alone.
Did she get out
the
of
wealthy
the
people
shower
we
or
see are the
something?
outliers and are the exception to the rule. This also needs a second woman. One saying only...
This is such a good one.
fans and the other saying, I got rich from divorce. Number 11 is Selena Gomez, and she's crying as she lost 800,000 Instagram followers because she put out a video condemning the deportations by Trump. It really affected her because she
was
even
she
deleted
on
her
Twitter
post.
like
But is
talking about that
800,000
or
really that big a
something?
deal when she's got well over 400 million followers on that platform? Whenever I see celebrities fake crying, it tends to make me want to bring out the tiniest violin and play
exactly.
them a sad song. Up next here we have
No,
Batman
we gotta
updated
get
for
the
modern
ukulele
audiences.
out for them now.
I'm so sick and tired of this sort of thing. I don't want to see disabled Batman. He looks like he's become one with his Batmobile. I guess we all knew that eventually Bane would break Batman. Now
Well, I mean, in was it Batman Beyond? He was retired. He was basically a cripple. I mean, he wasn't really a cripple. He was old. But yeah, I mean, I think even in some of those, you had him. They had wheelchair Bruce Wayne. I'm pretty sure.
looks like a cross between Lieutenant Dan and Batman. Lieutenant Bat Dan. But the only difference is Lieutenant Dan didn't have any legs. Also, Batman is still a white male. For this to be accurate, he would have to be a 500-pound black trans woman. Number 13, here's what happens to many chats in high school that eventually turn into chats.
Oh, yeah.
Funny enough, I knew guys that started off looking like the top pictures and eventually de-evolved into the guy in the bottom.
Oof.
It's like playing the reverse Uno card on yourself. But the problem is easily solvable. Just exercise or even a Ozempic these days to suppress your appetites. Pay for some hair transplants, and you'll be Chad 2.0 in no time. Moving on, why is it the communists have a massive blind spot where they don't see that everything they enjoy around them is thanks to capitalism?
And he has
But
the
they still think
fucking
that they're being oppressed by the system. That's
the
because
sickle
communism
and
these days is no
hammer.
longer about
Fucking-
materialism,
sure.
like it was in previous decades. Modern communism is cultural and requires you to take power for power's sake, to punish those around you because your life hasn't turned out the way you wanted and you're not a celebrity or famous yet. Number 15, I'm sick and tired of paid-off politicians pretending like they're fighting for the people when all they're doing is lining their own pockets while claiming that the other guy is doing it instead. I can't believe that I thought Elizabeth Warren was a good person 15 to 20 years ago, trying to help people. Now my reaction to anything that Elizabeth Warren says is like this. Watch out, because Pocahontas is going to get out the war paint. Up next, you have AI storage capacity of various digital media, and finally you have your angry girlfriend remembering all of your past mistakes. She's more like the cloud. All of your sins
remembering
against
all
her
my
stay
past
uploaded forever.
mistakes.
Even the tiniest details will be remembered to use against you later. But the left will say that men and women have the same mind and it's all social conditioning. If that's the case, then what happened to men's memory? We need to stop relying on old technology and develop lover bots already. Number 17, men prefer traditional and submissive debt-free virgins without tattoos. But good luck finding them these days. There aren't enough to go around to make a difference. Funny how none of these look like they're from America or
the
from
tattoos
the West.
aren't really.
Trad wives don't exist anymore.
It's not that
the best
bad.
you can
Well,
hope
I mean,
for is a fat, lazy one that knows
maybe
how
I
to keep her
shouldn't say.
mouth
Some
shut.
tattoos aren't
Women
that
prefer
bad,
a sexually
okay?
experienced dominant man with tattoos. Funny how that works. Moving on, do you support men going their own way? We live a life free of alimony, child support, false accusations, cheating and nagging.
No
Not to
alimony,
mention
no child
peace,
support, no
debt,
accusations,
tons of
no
free
cheating,
time
no
pursuing our
nagging.
hobbies. Monk mode saves tons of guys' lives. It saved mine. With regards to marriage, the only way to win a rigged game is not to play it. For a man, no wife means a happy life. Number 19, the Daily Mail is saying this White House correspondent is wearing inappropriate outfits. Before we start discussing if that skirt is too short, we should first finish discussing those two guys that were caught boinking each other in the Senate chamber. Or possibly discuss the trans women flashing crowds at the White House lawn.
Yeah, this one, the sex tape. The staffer accused filming himself having sex in a congressional hearing room and is threatening legal action after getting fired. Yeah. Part 216, the Judiciary Room. Aiden Malazerboski, a legislative aide for the Senator Ben Cardin of Maryland, was widely named on social media as one of the men in the footage. He is no longer employed at the U.S. Senate. This person. Conclude criminal sex crime inside the Senate. Room has been closed without charges due to the lack of evidence that any crime had been committed, according to the U.S. Capitol Office. Now former aide of Maryland resigned after a graphic video of two men having sex in the hearing room posted on social media in December. Police said that they were likely the congressional policy evidence that a crime was committed. Although the hearing room was not open to the public at that time, the congressional staff were involved in access to the room. Is this the video? Oh, yeah. We are not gonna show that. Oh yeah, you could clearly see his face. Well, I mean, they have it blurred out, but yeah. Yeah, that's how he got caught. Because someone decided to fucking videotape it like a retard and then post it. Got blackmailed, man. Got blackmailed getting pegged in the Senate office. Yikes.
Articles like this one are being written because ugly liberal women are probably jealous. But I don't see a problem. Because of her, all the male reporters will all be on time.
Yeah, they keep saying she keeps wearing inappropriate outfits. What the fuck are people talking about? I don't understand.
Articles like this one are being written, but I don't see a problem.
They're just hating to hate.
Because of her, all the male reporters will all be on time. Up next, men are flocking to female-dominated yoga and Pilates classes, and women are enraged. They're secretly hating and invading what they see as their own space. Funny how that works. We welcome them into male spaces and they get angry when men enter theirs. Ironic, isn't it? Creepy, autistic, and unattractive men have just discovered their superpower. All they have to do to destroy women's fun is show up to where the women are, and women will run away. Also, real men don't do yoga. Number 21, Chloe says that her boyfriend's family is against them dating. Sam asks, who are they to stop you? She says that they're his wife and kids. Looks like two women fighting over the same man. In this day of poly relationships, why
his
don't they
wife
all become
and
one
kids.
great big happy family? Women are willing to share the top chads among themselves.
Jesus.
Looks to me like another case of fatherless behavior. Moving on, we once had 24-hour Walmarts, $20 tanks of gas, and 99-cent stores. So what happened? The 24-hour stores went away because of theft. That's what happens when you live in a low-trust society. The cheap food, gas, and everything for dollar stores got wrecked by inflation. The Democrats printed money to spend on useless programs that Elon is now cutting out.
I mean,
that will make.
Yeah, we live in a low trust society. Yeah, that's the reason. Everyone thinks you're a fucking criminal. The gun stores think you're a criminal. The grocery stores think you're a criminal. Just a thought. No, they can't act on it. A fast food store.
Make the American dollar stronger, so imports will become cheaper. Unless, of course, Trump goes tariff crazy. Number 23, this is a sad state of affairs that we all live under these days. 500-pound women boarding planes and being given 2 seats while you get punished because your luggage is 3 pounds too heavy. Airlines should impose net weight pricing based on your height. That would be the only fair way to fly. Why do the slim have to pay for the obese? Just pray you don't have to sit next to a land whale. She might start thinking you're the in-air snack and eat you. And not in a good way. Up next, ICE wants to deport out of here because she's an unlawful resident. This woman needs a sponsor to stay in the United States, or they will deport her. You know that tons of simps are going to line up to save her from being sent back to Tacoland. Maybe the government should offer papers to attractive single women. That way there would be a lot less incels in America. But that wouldn't work out well, because feminists would lose their minds because women like her would be taking their good men. Never stand in front of a woman and her meal tickets. Number 25 and the last one, besides having cancer, what the hell happened to Bad Batty? Looks like she peaked in her teens. Either that or she sold her soul to the devil for only a handful of years.
Why does she look like Post Malone now?
Come to collect sooner rather than later. I know it's kind of inappropriate for me to say this, but she now looks like a ghetto AIDS Barbie. She's only 21. The wall is coming for them younger and younger these days.
What the
So that's it for another memes
sorry,
of the week.
what the fuck
Please
happened?
give this video a like to push it up in the algorithm, and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoy this series and want me to keep making it, then donate at the PayPal and subscribe star links below. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.
Okay, there you have it, Sandman 2.
According to the latest Fox News poll, say that they favor deporting those immigrants.
Adam Schiff is not only a stone cold, hopeless loser, but he is one of the most corrupt, one of the most shameful, one of the most heinous individuals ever to serve in public office in America.
That when it comes to who caters to the elites and who wants to protect the establishment and what that means, many people in this country who just voted for Donald Trump blame the Democrats.
But even further than that, when you look at the version that is filed in the National Register, it bears President Trump's recognizable signature right there at the bottom. Now, given all of this, at 8:46 p.m. tonight, just a few minutes before we came on air here, the White House put out this statement. I'm going to read it to you in full. It says, President Trump was obviously referring to the original Alien Enemies Act that was signed back in 1798. The recent executive order was personally signed by President Trump invoking the Alien Enemies Act that designated Tren de Aragua as a foreign terrorist organization in order to apprehend and deport these heinous criminals. So they say Trump was very obviously referring to the original Alien Enemies Act that was signed back in 1798, even though that is not what the reporter asked him. Just let's listen to what the president himself said one more time.
I don't know when it was signed because I didn't sign it. Other people handled it. But Marco Rubio's done a great job, and he wanted him out, and we go along with that.
I have two of my top.
What people like Caitlin Collins don't get is that we don't care about this minutia. These tiny little details that in the grand scheme of things mean nothing. We want a safer border, and we want criminals out of our country. We don't want any more Lincoln Rileys. And listen, the left keeps saying that Elon or Trump has done all these things. And they keep saying that, I don't know if this is legal. The question that they should be asking is not, is it legal? But is it illegal? That's the question that you want to ask. The reality is, in this country, we do not operate under fear of something not being legal. If it is not explicitly illegal, you can do it. If it is codified in law that it is illegal to do or unlawful, then they cannot. So you can get your panties in a bunch all you want.
Yeah, I mean, we do have clear guidelines, right, in the
they're
law.
Not codified in law as crimes. Or
no, I mean, if you break them,
hey,
you clearly broke the law, you fucking
idiot.
idiot.
Is it fully legal? It is a waste of your damn time and is imposing upon free American individuals some kind of responsibility to the government to check with them.
And then
if
why
they're
are
allowed to
you
take
then
actions.
putting
That's
other
not how
people
it
at
works.
risk when you break that
It
law?
is the other way around. The
What are you
government is
doing?
beholden to us. Now, let's get to a clip of CNN with Dana Bash, who can't believe that Americans are pro getting rid of illegal immigrants. This is them again being on the wrong side of these 90-10 issues. And then we're going to follow it up by Adam Kinzinger, again, being a moron. Let's go.
63%, according to the latest Fox News poll, say that they favor deporting those immigrants. So
Let's go.
That's a pretty high number. Can you square that with what we just heard from Priscilla's reporting?
Yeah, I think that obviously the president has kind of blanketed the airwaves with saying that all of these people deported are criminals. And given the fact that we, reporters like Priscilla, we have very limited information to who exactly has been deported. The government has not handed over names. I know CBS.
Yeah, the issue is they want a list of right? They want people's names and right? They want specific names and everything. Right, so every time Trump is like, no, these people are just designated criminals. I'm not giving you shit. Now, they're like, well, we want those names. What the fuck? So those people aren't criminals if you're not going to give us any information, basically.
got a hold of a list of names, but that hasn't been provided to those who are asking for who was actually deported. And there is a difference between someone who came into the country illegally versus someone who overstayed their visa. That's not a crime, versus someone who has no criminal record, no criminal history. And based on my reporting, based on clearly Priscilla's reporting, there are some Venezuelan nationals whose family members, whose lawyers say that they were deported who have no criminal record, who have no criminal history, that they legally applied for asylum or were trying to gain status, where some of them were in the middle of proceedings, and then they were deported.
Well, I mean, that has nothing to do with Trump. That has everything to do with the individual departments that do the raids and stuff like that. That has nothing to do with Trump. So you blaming Trump doesn't do anything. What you should be asking is, where are the which agencies who were helping those do the illegal act of ejecting people they shouldn't be ejecting, right? And see, that's not what they're doing, though. Instead, they're just labeling Orange Man bad, Orange Man bad.
Touchdown.
They're going like this.
Unbreaded.
I'm sorry. That's what they're doing.
So here's an interesting question. Why is it that whenever Republicans decide to boycott a company like Bud Light or Disney, they're doing it because they're victims of that company? Yep.
Wait, what?
When America decides to boycott a company like Tesla because the CEO is running around.
Nobody went to Bud Light facilities to firebomb and key Tesla. So yeah, right. These are different things.
Telling Americans what they can and can't live without, so that he can have a tax break. Then all of a sudden, they're victims again. So they're victims when they're being boycotted, and they're victims when they're boycotting. It's because Donald Trump has made his fortune and his political career on being a victim. And
what? You guys put him in that position purposefully. What are you even talking about? You guys vilified him for 4 years straight. More than that, 8 years.
Republicans have learned the same thing. Always be a victim. I don't know. That's not a very masculine trait.
Out of your goddamn mind.
Being a victim.
The difference that he doesn't seem to say is that when we were boycotting Bud Light, and
yeah, also with the Bud Light thing, it was because of Dylan Mulvaney, who was just a dumb bitch, and everyone was pissed off that Dylan Mulvaney was able to get her own product versus anyone else in the fucking world, which didn't make any fucking sense. Because why Dylan Mulvaney of all people? And then you had Kid Rock being like, I'm gonna shoot up all my Bud Light products, and he did that. Right? Everyone was just dealing with their own products the way they want, right? They bought those products. They can do whatever they fucking want with it. So they started shooting them up and trashing them. And just cold quitting Bud Light for the time being until they fix their behavior, right? That's all that happened.
Look, the left has the right to not buy anything from Tesla. They can hate Tesla. They can hate Elon all they want. Nobody went to those Bud Light facilities and started burning down those buildings and, fucking with employees. But with Tesla, yeah, you got people fucking with employees, fucking with the buildings, destroying the vehicles, right? It's fucked up. It's like, what are you doing? Gonna fault them for that? Do as you want.
Two completely different things. Clearly.
Wish. But when we were...
One was obviously the peaceful way, and then you obviously have the violent way that's happening on Elon Musk.
Boycotting, in this case he mentioned Bud Light, we're not setting...
And not only just Elon Musk, but it's Tesla owners. Any Tesla owner is under fire because there's crazies who want to attack Tesla in general for some fucking stupid reason.
The Bud Light factory is on fire and going into people's homes that drink Bud Light and throwing stuff at them and stealing their beer and smashing their stuff and destroying their property.
True.
There's a big difference between boycotting or peacefully protesting, having an opinion. Look, we vote with our dollars all the time. You don't want to buy a Tesla, you want to get rid of your Tesla because you don't like Elon. We live in a free country, have at it. You're not allowed to come to my house, though, and vandalize mine. That is a crime. Now, let's get to a couple of clips here talking about this exact topic.
Also,
about
you're vandalizing a car. And when you vandalize that car, that's like over $1,000. You're vandal. That's like a misdemeanor, almost felony crime right there.
Left have to be careful what they say about Elon Musk. Let's get it.
And finally, it's getting to a very dangerous crescendo of hate. Go on the internet. There is now an industry of people posting photos of their Cybertruck, their Y model, their X model being keyed and vandalized by young people,
old people,
in an
anybody.
organized fashion. There are Chargers, Tesla Chargers that are being destroyed. There's Tesla
fire
dealers
bombs.
that are being attacked.
And then you had
All
3
against
people get
Elon
caught up.
Go back 2 or 3 years ago, and he was an iconic Renaissance figure. We were told by the very people who are now calling him disloyal or not purely or not completely in America. This is one of the strangest phenomena of our time, and it should cease. And the reason it should cease is...
Let's go back to this.
Chargers that are being destroyed. There's Tesla dealers that are being attacked. All against Elon Musk. Go back 2 or 3 years ago, and he was an iconic Renaissance figure. We were told by the very people who are now calling him disloyal.
Basically before Twitter.
Or not purely or not completely in America. This is one of the strangest phenomena completely in America. This is one of the strangest phenomena of our time. And it should cease. And the reason it should cease is if this rhetoric continues and this organized, it really is a domestic terrorist campaign against Tesla increases, somebody's going to do something stupid because they are lowering the bar of what's permissible. And we know what that stupid is. It's a direct attack on Elon Musk himself.
Maybe you should be careful about making jabs at Elon. I definitely see room for criticism in how he's handling things. I think he's hurting the administration. But be careful when your people are burning down his cars and vandalizing things. Maybe you don't want to feed into that. And maybe Bernie's line that he didn't say there is, and I know that these things that you're mad about, you blame my party for, because that's what we just learned in the election.
That was pretty good.
To who caters to the elites and who wants to protect the establishment and what that means, many people in this country who just voted for Donald Trump blame the Democrats. Now, they're holding these rallies in Nevada and Arizona. Trump won both of those states with over 50% with exactly that message. I know the system is doing you dirty. I know they put them friends first. I won't. So, is this the right way forward for the Democrat?
There is such an irony
to
Democrats
Cuomo.
talking
Holy shit.
about oligarchy because, of course,
he's speaking some truth, even though he hates Trump.
President Trump, Kamala Harris had 2. 9 of the 10 richest counties in America are represented by Democrats. 65% of Americans making over $500,000 a year today are Democrats. 75% of hedge fund managers who make political donations donate to Democrats, and 95% of political donations from the top 3 management consulting firms go to Democrats. Meanwhile,
They're all
President Trump
Democrats.
absolutely
Oh,
crushed
who
with
would have
Americans
thought?
who make under $100,000 a year. The Democrats are the party of the wealthy. And Donald Trump is representing the working class because he simply
Yeah,
lifted
do
the
you remember what she said there? People forget. Trump is a Democrat. He didn't become a Republican because he chose. Well, I mean, he did kind of choose to. But he chose to because the Democrats were pushing him out. So it was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go to the Republican side and fix that area. Like, if you really think about it, Trump is a fucking centrist. Almost. I mean, he does have some views on the right side and on the left, but all in all, he's a businessman. If there's a deal to be made and he can make some money or fix something, he's gonna do it.
Elements of the Democrats' agenda when they abandon the working class to cater to their rich base. This is all performance art. And what's so upsetting about it is they are being paid by the American people to serve them, and they are doing nothing of the kind.
I'll never be
all the politicians, they're being paid by taxpayer money to do their job, but they're not doing their job. Well, at least half of them aren't. So it's like, what the fuck are the other half doing? Those kids could read, they'd be very happy. I just killed the Department of Education. I think that's Bobby Hill.
Of everything he said about the unvaccinated being the problem, the whole COVID thing, I think his brother should be in jail, but I'm willing to give credit.
Oh yeah,
where
that
credit is
too.
due, and
They were vilifying people who were unvaccinated.
Trying to pander to the Trump
The
audience,
unvaxxers,
maybe,
right?
Not sure. Now let's take a look at Stephen Miller dropping bombs here.
Ew,
Truth
unvaxxers.
bombs, followed by a couple of clips, including Jessica
Go
Tarlov
to the
being
camps.
a tool and getting owned. Let's go.
You're not intimidated by Adam Schiff and Chuck Schumer because they're talking a big game, not to mention fire marshal.
Well, Adam Schiff is not only a stone cold, hopeless loser, but he is one of the most corrupt, one of the most shameful, one of the most heinous individuals ever to serve in public office in America. And
yeah, he's from
everything
California
he's devoted
too.
his life to
Gross.
has been debunked, discredited,
Always
and
California,
discarded.
man.
He literally
Always
represents
Democrat
the
shitholes.
face of failure. His sole achievement in life was
If your
losing
place
war
is
against
plagued
Donald
with a
Trump,
Democrat,
and now
Republic,
President Trump is in the
or
White
Democrat
House, and Adam
senator or
Schiff is the leader of
congresswoman,
a
then
dying and dethroned
you're fucked, dude.
movement. This is, I mean, it really is amazing. Think about what the Democrat Party is fighting against. What are they trying to stop President Trump from doing? They're trying to stop him from sending rapists out of the country. They're trying to stop him from making energy affordable for every single American and every single family. They're trying to stop him from ending wars overseas so that we won't have a nuclear winter on this planet. They're trying to stop him from firing bureaucrats who literally do nothing at all but suck up resources and money. And of course, they're trying to make him have troops that are men in dresses pretending to be women. Oh, and of course, men in women's sports and men in women's private spaces. That's the agenda of the Democrat Party. Kill the golden age, make everyone crazy, suck all the joy and all the happiness out of our lives, and let a bunch of illegal alien rapists and criminals have their way with the country. That's literally the agenda of the Democrat Party, Jess.
When are you getting a robot?
Yes, Howard is...
What's going on?
What's up? What's up? This is ritualistic that the other side just criticizes the other side's decor. I got a whole. Yeah. What has Nurse Jill done with our White House? My God, Jacob Schneider from Trump's rapid response team.
What has
Right,
Nurse
Biden's
Jill?
Christmas decorations look like what
What has Nurse Jill done with the White House?
happen if a group quote, circus clowns projectile vomited all over the White House, which I guess is a perfect metaphor to sum up the last 4 years. And I'm sure we could.
The whole point is they all agree with each other.
No,
I mean, that's the whole point.
The whole point is
boring.
That is not the point. You're upset that they're criticizing your king. And I'm telling you.
Oh, my king?
Your
the king?
Oh,
he's the
Oh, the king.
That it?
I'm done. Yeah.
Hey, Jessica, the Dems have railed against domestic terrorism for years. And in fact, the 13 who had proposed a federal domestic terrorism
we don't
law
have kings
apparently
here.
refused to respond to
go
Fox
back to
News as
English
whether or
land.
not they felt that they agreed with this being domestic terrorism.
I don't know who they were. I would advise anyone who can go on the record and is in any position of power to come on and denounce any violent action. I think it's pretty simple.
I've only heard of Ro Khanna, though.
Well, there have been more people who have said stuff about that for sure. I think Bernie has talked about it. Jasmine Crockett has spoken about it, and she's the one who
is
said
behind March 29th.
But she said, "Don't be violent."
She said that while saying,
You
"It's my
can't-
birthday. I can't wait. Elon's going to go down."
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to then take responsibility for everyone who sent a pipe bomb that was influenced by Donald Trump? Anyone
What
who
pipe bomb?
What?
What pipe bomb?
The guy from Florida who was sending pipe bombs to prominent Democrats like Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, George Soros. Is that now?
George
now
Soros.
One
Wait,
example.
that dude
What
said.
people who show up and
Wait,
shoot up
what?
Walmarts looking-
I was trying to figure out what to type because I was like, what? This person? Pipe bomb suspect? Caesar Sayok is charged with sending explosive packages. Packages addressed to send Cory Booker, former National Intelligence James Clapper, send Kamala Harris, and billionaire Tom Steyer. Were discovered Friday. Oh, so you're talking about this person? Oh, yeah, I read about this one. I mean, it was the same. What are we doing here? Trump was almost assassinated twice. Let's be frank here. Like, what? Politicians have a tough job. You guys are under threat by a lot of fucking criminals and, right, your constituents. Like, what do you want? Like, you guys have fucking security teams. Like, you guys are a bunch of fucking babies. Why did you sign up for the job if you didn't fucking like it?
For brown people, you want to take people who've been influenced by Donald Trump.
But
or
that's not Donald Trump calling for that.
Really?
The Democrats.
Yeah, no one called.
for the
Yeah,
destruction.
everyone's denounced that shit. Like, what are we
Guys, I hope
talking
you
about?
enjoyed the video. If you did, consider smashing that thumbs up.
Doing
button for your boy. It
anything
does really go a long way
violent,
to
doing
help me out.
anything
Also, if it's not your first time here, you're not
vandalizing
yet
shit,
subscribed,
attacking
hopefully this
people,
could be
just
the
don't
video
fucking
that I
do it. What
earned
are you
your
doing?
Subscription. Catch you in the next
You're
one.
gonna get fucking caught with the law. Just don't do it. Remove paid political activists. That's unfortunately undoable.
Man, I really stand with Ukraine. I wonder if people know just how much I stand with Ukraine.
Hey, Greg, psst. Over here. Greg, you see me?
Yeah, Bill?
Hey, Greg. You know, I really,
Oh no, this is weird. Was I really going to just tell him that I stand with Ukraine? And now I'm just thinking to myself while staring at him wordlessly. Oh, this is super weird. Just say something.
Sports.
Sports?
Sure, Bill. Sports.
Maybe I could...
God damn it.
I did it.
I did it.
Now people know I'm a good person.
Use army trap. No.
Oh, no. How is this possible? I can't be drafted. I'm 40 years old. I have kids. I was recently hit by a bus. I just wanted to show that I was a good person, not actually be a good person.
Based on a new federal order, when you post in support of a foreign war, you will automatically be drafted to fight in that war. Thank you for volunteering, patriots.
What have I done?
What have I done? Oh god. So fucking good. You basically signed for this.
Are you a purveyor of fine goods and a patron of quality entertainment? If so, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment to support the fine institution
That was pretty
known
good.
as the Babylon Bear. And if you don't subscribe, you must be one of those unfortunates who can't even afford an in-house
Stand
sommelier.
about 5,000
Speaking of
miles
which,
away.
Reginald, bring the 1906 Solomon Kiss
Not actually be a good person. Should be drafted. Now everyone know I'm a good person. This is the essence of why they do so much of what they do. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with the illegal immigrants, right? I'm doing the good thing. I will be known as the good person who stood up for these illegal criminals. Yeah. Alright, what do we got? Hey! Get the fuck out! Oh, clacked! Yeah, for some reason, they just started fighting. I don't know why.
You might have found that funny. Let's try it the other way around.
Yeah, women are terrible people. she's so fucking happy. That's so evil. She's just like, oh yeah, he got smacked right in the nuts. And hopefully he had a cup on. Getting kicked in the nuts is not fun. Getting hit in the nuts in general is not fun. Protect your children. Oh yeah, this is some Johnny Smalley stuff I kind of want to look at later. Seeing what's new. Well, I mean, we already know what's new. Motherfucker got six cops rolled up on him and was like, "Yep, you're going to you're going to fucking pound town, motherfucker." I don't know if they probably just detained him or something, and then give him new charges or something. I don't know. He was doing some weird shit. Don't know why he was doing that. Oh, White live action ends with a P. Diddy White party. Oh, shit. Oh, no. It's gonna stop. And Hutch. Wait, 5 years ago? Oh, that's a... Wait, what? Oh, that's fucked up. They even took his... Man, ain't no party like a Diddy's party. Jesus. Diddy Kong drawing. No. What the fuck? Dude, I went to the middle school to check out next year's first years. Fucking Persona. And the cops came after me. Can you believe that? I got away, but I didn't get to see if there were any hotties. What the fuck? Oh, what is this? Rogan with Elon Musk, you're seeing people justifying violence and extreme vandalism. Oh, yeah.
All the time, where people are just trying to distort a narrative. You're seeing that right now with Elon, right? You're seeing people justify violence and extreme vandalism, and you're seeing people cheer it on, and it's very strange. There was a thing on The Daily Show where the host was talking about the attacks on Tesla and people keying people, and the audience starts clapping and cheering.
Yep.
It's so
fucking
strange.
weird.
It's so fucking strange.
Yep.
And
Strange
it's also
indeed.
just shows you how positions just completely flip-flop. Like the Tesla used to be the car that you drove to let everybody know that you were environmentally conscious and you were a good leftist.
It's a good question. Do we care about the environment or not? Because those fumes that are being kicked out of that are
It's like
not good.
1,000 jet airplanes flying overhead for a year.
Yeah, yeah. It's wild.
You're lighting batteries on fire. They're so toxic.
Lithium and all sorts of shit.
I mean, yeah. You seen what happens when they firebomb the Tesla cars, and the fucking car just sparks like that. That's the battery fucking blowing. That shit is not good. That's the battery blowing up like that is super highly toxic too, because of all the fucking materials that go into that goddamn lithium battery. Oh shit. Whoops.
Let everybody know that you were environmentally
So if
conscious.
you're
and you were a
caught
good
up
leftist.
like inside of that shit burning, you're fucked.
Because those fumes that are
You
being
might be
kicked out of
fucking
that
burnt.
are
It's like
not good.
1,000 jet airplanes flying overhead for a year.
Yeah, yeah. It's
You're
wild.
lighting batteries on fire. They're so toxic.
Lithium and all sorts of shit getting pissed into the environment.
Oh, it's all going to come down in rain. It's going to pollute the water.
Yeah,
The fish are going to be
that's
polluted.
why there's toxic rain in certain regions of the world sometimes. It's because of the pollution.
You're not going to be able to eat
But
them.
we're doing good.
Mhm.
This is for a righteous cause.
Yeah, it's all funded too.
Yeah, right here. In the 1970s, 1980s, pollution from the coal power plants and cars caused acid rain. A serious environmental problem in North America and Europe, with rainfall becoming so acidic that it damaged ecosystems and infrastructure. Now, when they say acid rain, they mean the pH level, not like the I'm burning. Yeah, no, not. We're talking about pH level in the water. Acid rain is a popular term for acid deposition, which refers to the acidic rain, snow, sleet, hail, and fog that can occur when pollutants like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides released from burning fossil fuels reacts with water in the atmosphere. Yeah, so basically anywhere that has like sulfur deposits and that gets sparked up, yeah, don't get close to that. That'll fucking, you might kill yourself by getting too much of those fumes in your system. Normal rain is naturally slightly acidic, pH around 5.6 due to dissolved carbon dioxide, but acid rain has a pH of 5.0 or less. Human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels and power plants and vehicles, are primary sources of the pollutants that cause the acid rain. These pollutants, like sulfur dioxide, the SO2, and nitrogen dioxide, NOx, nitrogen oxide, rise into the atmosphere and react with water, oxygen, and other substances to form sulfuric and nitric acids. Yeah, and this is why the industrial revolution slowed down. Is because of the fucking acid and the acid rain. That's why we stopped producing a lot of those fucking coal plants and stuff, right? Because we had issues. So that's why you see that weird fucking, right, that dirty film sometimes when you're in certain areas and you look out in the distance and you can see the dirty film. Yeah, that's the pollutants that's hovering in the atmosphere, and we're inhaling it too. So that's fun.
All the time, where people are just trying to distort a narrative. You're seeing that right now with Elon, right? You're seeing people.
Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump has revoked security clearance for Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, Liz Cheney, and Joe Biden. Holy shit. I didn't know he was going to do that. Why? Because weak men are afraid of strong women. Wait, what? Protect them? I mean, they can get their security services. They're all rich people. Yeah. Well, her first because her opponent JFK Jr. died in a plane crash.
Remember John F. Kennedy Jr.? He was declared the front-runner for the New York Senate seat back in 1999. Days later, his plane crashed into the Atlantic Ocean, and his rival, Hillary Clinton, was elected senator. Mary Mahoney was a Clinton White House intern. She knew enough of the inner workings of Bill's sexual advancements to be a star witness during the Clinton impeachment trials. She was brutally executed at a Starbucks she was managing in 1997. In 1993, White House counsel Vince Foster was found dead in Fort Marcy Park near D.C. He supposedly killed himself, and among a lengthy list of potential foul play, the bullet was never found. Then there's James McDougal, a key witness for White House prosecutors. He was serving his 3-year sentence for bank fraud at the Fort Worth Federal Medical Center in Texas. And just before he was to give a testimony before the grand jury, McDougal suffered a heart attack in solitary confinement. In 2015, Walter Scheib, a White House chef hired under Bill Clinton, joined the list. His body was found at the bottom of a river.
Man, everyone surrounding Bill Clinton just mysteriously passes away, huh?
Miles from the base of the trail he was reportedly hiking.
Oh, it's a little strange, eh?
Shive's death was accidental drowning, but he might have known too much. 27-year-old
He might have
National
known
Committee
too
staffer
much.
Seth Rich was shot and killed in D.C. this year. There is speculation that he was the source of the
This year,
controversial
so they
leaked
took this in
emails
2016.
allegedly sent by DNC staffers, and that he may have been murdered in retaliation. Then Sean Lucas, the lead attorney in a fraud case against the DNC, was found lying on the bathroom floor by his girlfriend when she returned home on August 2nd.
Uh-oh.
His death was reported classified, pending the results of an autopsy.
Uh-oh. I don't know, man. What are the odds? Surrounding the Clintons, I don't know. You support the move to revoke the security clearance of... Oh, yeah. Yeah, honestly, you should revoke all these people's access. These people are all shady as fuck. It's awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country. Because you'd be in jail. She just had her security clearance revoked, which is going to make it much more difficult for her to know who she needs to murder. Oh, shit. Information from specified individual. Get revoked, bitches. What do we got? Kamala Harris. Today, AOC and I had 34,000 people come out in Denver. Oh, well, yikes. Oh, yeah, that's right. We already saw that. Mm-hmm. Oh, this was Harry Sisson's homeboy until Harry Sisson gaslit him. Yeah, what a... Dude, the Democratic group, man, they just use you like fucking cannon fodder. You're being used as cannon fodder. Such a conflict of interest. That's a good one, too. We have a fight for security clearance of Joe Biden, Kamala, Hillary, and others. Dumb and Dumber and Dumber. Help, I don't know what I am. And there's a black guy following me. Jeez. You ain't black. Rosie O'Donnell is questioning the result of the 2024 calling for an investigation. What? Yeah, Trump did that too back in 2020. That didn't do... Nothing happened either. Go ahead, do it. Nothing's gonna happen either.
You know, a lot of people did vote for him.
Yes.
Do you accept their right to do that and their opinion of him?
Well, I respect their right to do that. I question why the first time in American history a president has won every swing state and is also best friends and his largest donor.
Hey, times change, I guess. Almost like nothing's written in stone. Oh my God. Isn't that strange? Almost like there's no fate involved. There's no one pulling strings. Why did all 7 swing states change?
Was a man who owns and runs the internet. So I would hope that that would be investigated and that we would see whether or not it was an anomaly or something else that happened on election night in America when Kamala Harris was filling up stadiums with people who supported her. And Donald Trump was not able to do that.
Well, huh? What do you do? That's a lie, but okay. I mean, they both filled up stadiums. So, what are you just trying to boost your side of the aisle, even though you're misrepresenting everything?
So it's curious to me, and as an American and a believer in democracy, I would hope that we would be able to look at all of the reasons why this happened in our country.
Yeah. Yeah, I really want to know why our politicians are so fucking stupid. Alright, what do we got here? Danny's office evacuated for suspicion of white powder. Uh-oh.
These packages or letters that were sent out with anthrax. Anthrax is
a
highly toxic chemical that when you inhale it is almost always
complaint of headaches.
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, people. You know, it helps us out, and of course it helps you.
Someone shipping some dangerous materials.
Regarding Fani Willis today, there has been a suspicious powder that was found at her office, and it prompted an evacuation of the office. Let's read. Part of an Atlanta courthouse was evacuated on Friday after a package or letter with white powder was delivered to the office of Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. Firefighters determined 30 minutes after a hazardous materials response began that the powder was a starch or salt and not harmful, said Atlanta Fire Rescue Battalion Chief Ronald Slatton. The courthouse was reopened shortly afterward. Now, even though they say that this substance was not harmful, it also goes on to say here in the article that 4 people complained of headaches and were taken to a hospital as a precaution, and the 3rd floor of the sprawling Fulton County Courthouse complex was evacuated. Now, let's take a look at a quick news report about this, and then we'll come back.
We are staying on top of breaking news at the Fulton County Courthouse, where a suspicious package was found.
Let's get straight out live to 11 Alive's Grace King. So, Grace.
We are staying on top of breaking news at the Fulton County Courthouse, where a suspicious package was found.
Let's get straight out live to 11 Alive's Grace King. So, Grace, what have you learned this afternoon?
Well, the Atlanta Fire Department tells us that mystery white substance found in a package delivered to the Fulton County District Attorney's Office was non-hazardous and non-toxic. But it created quite a scare here earlier at the Fulton County District Attorney's Office and the courthouse. Now, they say 4 different employees were treated for their symptoms. And the district attorney and her staff greatly appreciate the quick and effective response by Atlanta and Fulton County agencies to the scene. Now, the crews did declare that substance not poisonous, but the 4 people were complaining of headaches. They were evaluated on scene and treated for potential exposure. We still don't know what exactly that substance was, but all of them were conscious, alert, and they activated a full hazmat response. Now, of course, District Attorney Fani Willis has been involved with several high-profile cases, like the RICO trial of the rapper Young Thug and the RICO trial of President Donald Trump. There's been a lot of talk about safety and security here at the courthouse, but again, thankfully, that substance found to be non-toxic, non-poisonous, and everyone is expected to be okay. We'll keep bringing you updates as we learn more here this afternoon. Live at the Fulton County Courthouse, Grace King, 11 Alive News.
All right, Grace, thanks for that update.
Now, Slatton said that he didn't know who the letter was addressed to, only that it arrived at the district attorney's office. When asked about a motive, he said, quote, "That's for law enforcement." Now, for those of you who maybe do not know, back in 2001, shortly after the attacks of 9/11, there were these packages or letters that were sent out with anthrax. Anthrax is a highly toxic chemical that when you inhale it is almost always fatal. Okay, so this is where this whole white powder thing came into the popular consciousness back in 2001. And believe it or not, though these packages or letters were sent to different congressional offices and the offices of public personalities at the time, I believe, and y'all can double check this, I believe that the main people who were affected were like the postal carriers, because they were the ones carrying these letters, and some of them had inhaled this anthrax, and a number of people died at that time. So whenever someone gets a package with a white powder in it, of course, that causes a lot of concern, because we all remember that from, well, wow, over 20 years ago now. But it can be a very serious thing. It is not clear if anyone is investigating the incident as a potential crime. Officer Aaron Fix, a spokesperson for the Atlanta Police Department, referred comment back to Atlanta Fire Rescue. The Fulton County Sheriff's Office, which oversees courthouse security, isn't investigating. So y'all, maybe this was an incident where someone wanted to cause concern. Someone wanted to send a message. You all know that Fani has been involved in several high-profile trials, including the trial of YSL, Young Thug, and his record label. Fani called them a gang. She put a RICO on them. A number of them pleaded guilty and took plea deals, and some of them are in prison right now. 2 of them took it to trial, and those trials have concluded. Fani only got 1 conviction on a gun charge. So the 2 guys who took it to trial were facing murder charges. They both beat those charges. They beat the gang charges. They beat the RICO charges. And she only got 1 conviction on a gun charge, which that defendant was sentenced to time served. And so he didn't even serve any additional jail time. So she essentially lost that case. She also has the high profile case against President Donald Trump. But as a result of
she
her
lost
having
that. She lost
involved
both cases
physically and emotionally with the special counsel that she hired, that case fell apart. Fani was removed from the case, and now she herself is under investigation and subject to all manner of hearings and legal processes as it relates to that. So while she started off going for Trump, she herself became the subject of investigation. So she lost that case as well. Okay, she does have appeals out there, but as of now, she's losing. So perhaps people out here in the world, I remember with the YSL trial, Fani received an email from somebody purportedly in Germany complaining about the prosecutor on the YSL trial. My point of telling you this is that, look, people across the world are taking notice of what's happening here in the United States. And perhaps, you know, this white powder was a message meant to scare people, and maybe somebody's upset about what they've been seeing. But I want to make a call, y'all. No violence, of course. We've seen what's been happening with the Tesla protests and people burning cars and you know, keying the cars. Look, no violence, people. Anyway, y'all want to know what y'all have. I want to know what y'all have to say about this. How does this strike you? What is this? How does this impact you? I hope everybody in the comments will also join in the no violence call, the call for no violence. And even this, even though it was kind of a scare, still, this is not the kind of thing that we want, right? Anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think. Let me know in the comments. But before you do, please stop, hit the share button, share this story out, put in somebody's email, text message, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, or all 5. Share the video out. And also, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. Y'all, appreciate y'all watching. Love y'all. Click on this next video. Watch this next video. It's going to take you to our other channel. Watch that video. Hit the thumbs up on that one. Subscribe to the other channel as well. Thank y'all for watching. Love
You're back.
y'all.
You can get
See
deported.
You back in the next one.
Get the fuck out of here. You can get deported with Fannie Willis. And get your ass in that fucking mega jail prison in, what, Venezuela, El Salvador? Chip your ass over there. Toxic alga bloom leads to strandings of dolphin seals on California coast. Stranded dolphins, 6 seals, likely caused by a growing toxic algal bloom off the coast. Greater Los Angeles area. Dude, my nose is starting to hurt because of the fucking allergies. Then we saw during the major domic acid bloom in 2023. Recent testing in SoCal shows increased levels of algae that produces DA, and we anticipate that it will only get worse in the coming weeks. Oh shit, that reminds me, I gotta start working on my report. For my project. I've been working a lot on my fucking English and website project. I gotta work on my AI project now. According to NOAA, significant upwelling of water helps the algae bloom grow along the immediate coastline. The phenomenon is common during the spring and summer as winds mix colder waters with the warmer surface waters. While agencies were concerned about the potential health impacts of a runoff from recent fires, they believe the current event is directly tied to the Nischia bloom. I will say the significant blooms typically occur every 4 to 7 years, but they have noticed an uptick in activity in recent years, which could due to various factors. Domic acid is a naturally occurring toxin that has existed for centuries and was first identified in Japan in the late 1950s. Although domic acid wasn't detected in California until 1991, the prevalence of toxic algal blooms along the Pacific coast has increased dramatically in recent years. Researchers say human activities like increased fertilizer use sewage runoff and warning waters due to climate change create the types of conditions in which algal blooms like these thrive. The center stated. If you spot a stranded animal, the NMC advises there are several steps you can take to help. First, keep at least 50 feet away from the animal, minimize stress, and call the stranded hotline and report your location. First thing you can do, experts say, is try to interfere with the animal or push it back into the water. Finally, marine experts suggest keep noise to a minimum, ensure dogs and large crowds. Yeah. Basically. You want to be careful. Right, if you think, if you're not someone who's basically trained in fucking animal biology, don't fucking fuck with it. Especially when you think that there's obviously something wrong with the animal. Get someone who's a trained professional, because you could be putting yourself at risk as well. Don't do that. Never put yourself at risk. Don't be those people who go up to fucking like the wild bisons and wild bisons and bulls, and then you see them get fucking gored or steamrolled. Yeah, don't do that. Trump dispatches second aircraft carrier to Middle East as tensions with Houthis intensifies. Boom! Down it goes. Dispatch the second aircraft carrier in Middle East, tension over. Military officials are directing the USS Carl Vinson to head toward the Red Sea and have extended the USS Harry S. Truman carrier strike group's stay there by at least a month. That's the second instance during the past 6 months the U.S. has deployed 2 carrier strike groups in the Middle East at the same time. President Trump ordered the strike again. The Houthis while competing in a tournament at Trump International Golf Club. Oh, that's why. I was all like, what does he do? I was wondering what this was all about. So this is him actually at the International Golf Club listening in. It's doing... see, even on his days off, he's on the clock. Just look at this guy. Even on his days off, he's on the clock. He's got a big itinerary for the whole for his whole presidency. He's locked and loaded. We're gonna swim back in the shell on force comes in tension have flared with the Houthis, Yemen-based terror group, who have carried out sporadic attacks on ships traversing the Red Sea. Yeah, they have. Yeah, and it's not even American ship. It's Japan. It's all those other. it's all of our allies. They're just asking us to help. Also, not just we do probably have some shipments in there because we're probably paying for it too. Because that's a trade route that every basically ship takes in a sense. They overthrow Yemen's Western backed government in 2015. Every spot fire over the Houthis will be looked upon from this point forward as being a shot fired from the weapons and leadership of Iran. And Iran will be held responsible and suffer the consequences. Houthi fighters have been vowed to keep up their attacks even as President Trump, U.S. group. AFP via Getty's image. So as you can see there, they got the death to America, death to the Jews or whatever, right? Look at, they're all like old people. I mean, you probably have some like, what, 30-year-olds in here, but that guy looks like he's in his 20s. Look at this guy. This dude's got a fucked up eye. He's like, yeah, I'm going to war with this knife. Houthis have long been part of Iran's proxy networks, which also resolved former Bashar al-Assad regime in Syria, Hezbollah and Hamas. There you have it. 3 teens killed, 15 injured in New Mexico car. Oh, shooting, yeah. We saw this earlier. There's a news article on it. This is probably them talking about it. Or during few groups on a illegal car meet at the New Mexico park opened fire according to officials. Huge crime scene. Oh, sorry. City 45 miles north of El Paso, cops said. Reopen everything. Las Cruz. 19-year-old dead. 19. There apparently there was a 18 and 19-year-old, but they're saying it's 2 19-year-olds. I mean, we'll get more information as the days go on. Yeah. All handgun shell casings. Yeah, and I bet all those people that had firearms, they're probably illegal. See, you already have criminals breaking the law, but you're gonna vilify actual gun owners? But go fuck yourself, government. Makes no fucking sense. I've been acting in bed for years and it's ruined my sex life. I'm done pretending men are rocking my world. Jesus. What the fuck? Three words strike fear in the heart of man. I faked it. But if you ask the average guy, he'd swear up and down that no woman has ever faked it with him. Not his well, I mean, yeah, because that would just crush their fucking self-esteem. Not his situationship. Not even that one girl who suspiciously finished a record time. Jesus Christ. Sorry to shatter some illusion, guys, because we do a lot. And plot twist, we've got no one to blame but ourselves. Oh wow, she's even like, yeah, women are to blame. Women saying women things and blaming and actually taking accountability. Wow, that's insane. For years I thought I was doing the right thing, stroking his ego, making sure he left the bedroom feeling. Well, I mean, she already fucked up when she was, whatever. Forgoing pleasure because I was too busy making sure he was having a great time. But then it hit me. I'd stopped enjoying sex, and it was all my fault. Case in point, I was a guy who, bless his heart. I was with the guy who, bless his heart, was not that great. No rhythm, no finesse, just a lot of grunting and thrusting. What the fuck? And there I was making all of the, oh my god, you're blowing my mind noise like he was the most extraordinary. I give the girl an Oscar. By the time I was over, he looked so chuffed with himself, and why wouldn't he? I had practically handed him a standing ovation, and because I'm nothing if not committed to the bit. Later, when he texted to say how much fun it was to make me, well, you know. Did I take the opportunity to gently correct him? No, I doubled. Yes, you did it so. God. You did not do it well. Oh boy. If you're wondering what kind of performance I put, Think When Harry Met Sally, yeah. There's the infamous diner scene where Meg Ryan loudly demonstrates just how easy it is to fake it. And much like Billy Crystal's character, my guy had no clue he'd just been duped. And if I'm being honest, this wasn't even an isolated incident. I once had a guy stop mid-thrust to ask, "Why are you holding your boobs like that?" After a question concerning I had unconsciously been arranging myself into the most flattering angles to make sure my breast looked perky. Like some kind of human push-up bra. I wasn't focused on what felt. I was focused on looking like I was having a good time. So how did I get stuck in this pardon? The pun position? Yeah. I mean, she's okay looking. Looks like a cougar. I don't know how old she is, to be honest. Can't blame it's fed men the belief that women should be wreathing in pleasure. What? I hope not. But here, I feel like people think the entertainment and I don't even know if I should say. It's the entertainment industry, god fucking damn it. Like, let's be real. You can say that half of it is kind of probably fake. But half of it is probably real. To each their own. Saying toodle to her ingrained people pleasing Oh, so she's thinking about the whole enabling and toxic positivity shit. Right. I mean, people do that shit. I mean, look at what's happening in the political sphere with the Tesla shit. Dude, that's some toxic positivity. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking there. That's so stupid what they're doing. It also means focusing on how sex feels, not just how it looks. A quick poll of my guy friends told me that they don't care about good lighting or a jiggy thigh. Here with them having a good time. I would think so. Well, I mean, then again, you probably have some guys who are just right assholes. Right. Turns out the best sex happens when you're in the moment. Not when you're anxiously wondering if your stomach looks flat or if your boobs are perky enough. Also requires a shift from men. Here's the good news. Most men want to be great in bed, but they aren't mind readers. Okay? Yeah. No duh. Nobody's a mind reader. The easiest way to know what a woman likes? Ask her, and when she gives you feedback, actually listen. Well, yeah. You guys who take feedback and get better are the ones who deserve the standing ovation. I, for one, have officially retired from the bedroom acting career. No more Oscar-worthy performance. Okay, I get it. Well, there you have it. Hawking says women have been conditioned to be man-pleasers rather than demand better from them. Okay, well, there you have it. Just be true to yourself and don't lie, yeah. Lying doesn't help at all, actually. It just doesn't do anything. If anything, it just puts you in a bad light. It makes you look dumb, and it makes people disappointed in you. Trump remains cold to tariffs deal after Wall Street tantrum sources. Yeah, this is where I got the... Plan to end the stock market's tariff tantrum is being circulated around the outer parameters of Trump world on the money has learned. The idea emerged during last week's sharp market sell-off. Well, some sort of universal deal that settles terror disputes with our biggest trading partners, Mexico, Canada, and Europe. The first two are our largest export partners, followed by China and the UK. The talk is that they give into our demands or certain things like stopping fentanyl from pouring across the northern and southern borders and purchase more U.S. manufactured goods, and we drop the levies. But any such plan needs buy-in from the only person who matters, President Trump himself. And at least for now, the big guy isn't buying it. He's full steam ahead and imposing tariffs on major trading partners, which he thinks will do everything from plunging the budget deficit to reviving the Rust Belt manufacturing. That's the crypto. There's a picture of the crypto thing when they were talking about it. Yeah, and there you go. We already know what's happening here. Terrorists might be happening April. Well, they are happening April 2nd. If the other countries don't follow through, in a sense. Kim Kardashian kids terrified of Kanye sinking further down into mental illness.
It was never to these touchdown paper unbreaded.